Shh! What is that thing? Don't know.
There are mysterious clowns, beastly creatures, and alien things wandering around you. And luckily, every time there was someone witnessing all of this. Mermaid caught on tape. A couple of men in hazmat suits stepped out from a big military vehicle, making their way to the riverside. One of them has a sheet, while the other one is dragging something out of the river.
What are you boys up to?
A bright blue tail with a human-like upper body. What is this thing? A mermaid? They wrap up this so-called mermaid in a sheet and carry it away. As fascinating as the mermaid looks, the two hazmat guys look equally creepy and dangerous. On the contrary, these guys could be saving someone in a mermaid costume from drowning. Not too sure about it. Well, what do you think? Is it possible for mermaids to exist in this world? Creepy clown. This footage is a real-life visualization of your childhood nightmare. A big, fat clown walking up with a heavy sack all covered in blood. There's no chance this could be a prank. The way he threw away the sack, he looks angry. Angry at the kids who teased, mocked, and laughed at him. This could probably be a way of warning the kids. The next time, if they dare doing the same thing, they could end up in a sack just like this one he left as an example. Poor kids must be trembling with fear. My clown phobia is pretty real. Turns out they might not just be humans dressed up as clowns. Elf alien. Large, bulging eyes, long, pointy teeth, and walking on toes? What is this creature? An elf? An alien? Or something beyond that? I always wondered what empty roads would look like at midnight, but I certainly didn't imagine this.
Marico, te lo juro, tengo rato siguiéndolo.
This pale-skinned creature was spotted crossing the busy road in a knee-length dress with a tote bag. If it was going for a costume party, the boy walking by should have noticed. This sure does mean it is possessed with some demonic spirit. Or else, the boy might have gotten paralyzed out of fear. Oh, the horror when it responded to the sound of a horn. Did it chase the car afterwards, or let go of them? That part remains a mystery. Shadow figure. The footage was discovered by a lady named Dee. It's a video featuring a pair of glowing eyes in the dark, watching from the corner in her house's cellar. You probably think it's a cat, but how is a cat able to spontaneously record itself in the camera? Because according to Dee, it started to record itself on her phone, which in and of itself is pretty panicking.
Now it's recording all of a sudden.
By itself?
Yep. Whoa. Hi.
Upon rediscovering the video days later, she says at first she didn't feel the gaze, but when she did, the eyes were not there anymore. With her heart skipping beats in terror, she hunted for the eyes.
Hi. Are you okay down here?
She searched behind the staircase, between the drums, and in the corner. Looks like the mysterious stair was smart with hiding. Maybe the eyes are right there, but just didn't want to show up. The roommate. Is this a mischievous spirit messing around? A guy named Joe set up a camera when he noticed things disappearing from his house. And what the hell is this? A woman hiding in the storage room came out of nowhere. She pissed in the sink, drank a few sips of chilled milk, roamed around a bit, and went back inside. Either she's a homeless lady squatting in the house, or in possession of a spirit. If she can get into the house, she sure is capable of doing more than just that. In case Joe wants to stay safe, he better pack up and move out of the house ASAP. Men in black. You are not going for a long drive in a deserted area after seeing this clip. The man driving by this silent road found a pair of men in black suits carrying suitcases. He tried to chase them and found almost 15 of them all dressed the same, trying to hide in the bushes. From the choice of location to their suspicious behavior, it all looks disturbing. Many people think they are aliens who came in for a special mission. Considering their spooky vibe, it could be true. After the video went viral, people dug deep, and it turned out it was a vignette created for a song. Either way, midnight long drives are now a big no-no for me. Dead mermaid rescued. Here's an oddly scary video witnessing another mermaid. The video shows a mermaid carried out from the bank of the river in Poland by some strange men. Five out of 7 guys are dressed in white biohazard suits, while the remaining 2 are in paramedics attire. The men with the white biohazard suits carried the mermaid to the stretcher, and then went back, maybe to look for another one. Then they moved the stretcher away altogether. Some say it's a giant catfish, whereas others say it's all just another hoax. In all seriousness, is this something to be worried about? Woman in the woods. Back in 2015, around 3:40 a.m., a police officer was driving on a dark, deserted road, and as he took a turn, there was a strange woman standing in a bathing suit with arms wrapped around and hair flipped down to her face. Fire was bursting into flames, but she didn't move. And all of a sudden, she flung her head back, unfolding her arms and flickering a bright yellow light out of her mouth, as if she's trying to take the officer captive. Whether it's a prank or not, I don't want my worst nightmare to come true. UFO on the road. Humans will just not stop doing outrageous things. After the roads were evacuated and blocked by the police, a big white spaceship was seen being carried on a flatbed. Probably a very unexpected sight to see. A spaceship moving in security says a lot about its strangeness. This secret movement could be some sort of alien technology. A desert-based Area 51, always criticized for unusual activities for being off-limits to civilians. People believe there's a fully functioning underground lab for studies and research related to aliens and alien aircrafts. Some even claim that there are alien captives in the lab too. Masked stranger. In May 2019, Kathleen Frascarelli saw something on her doorbell security camera that had completely disturbed her peace of mind. At 8:45 p.m., a guy in a white hooded dress rings her doorbell. Not just that, he even tried to open the door. He had a bag crossed over his body and something heavy in his pockets too. Terror thundered down Kathleen's body as the stranger tries to look up close in the camera in a smiley face mask. After 15 seconds, the masked stranger decided to go and wiped off his fingerprints from the doorknob. Kathleen knew he came with bad intentions since he was wearing a mask and had removed the fingerprints. Police tried to investigate the matter, but the masked stranger was never found. After the incident, nobody in the residence left their doors unlocked, as the panic had surged all over. Flying girl. This video was shared in March 2009 from Russian woods. A guy went out for a walk into the snowy woods, escorted by his dog. Suddenly, the dog started to panic and ran after him. What he saw afterwards will make your heart jump.
Tarzan, ко мне!
Surprisingly, there was a girl flying with her helium balloon kind of clothing. At first, he thought it was just a scarecrow floating in the air, but as he moved his camera, it was actually a girl flying out in the air with her mother standing by her side. And as soon as they smelled someone else's presence, they ran away. Due to a glitch in the video, some analysts believe it's edited, which sounds like a relief. But what if it's really not fake? Creepy creature. There's so many unexplained things we don't know yet, and this is one of them. A guy recording his surroundings suddenly heard a sharp, thrilling sound. He followed the sound, looked over to the tin roof, and there was nothing there. He moved around a bit and found this mythical creature digging for food, or perhaps anything else. The guy started poking it by throwing sticks at him, and when he turned around, he looked like a bony, deformed human creature, clearly paranoid with the poking. He climbed to the roof and ran out of sight. Good thing, too. He's more into minding his own business than stabbing you for food. Knife woman. Knock knock. Who's there? Well, some crazy old lady with a big stabbing knife in thirst for your blood. The video went viral when a boy named Royale posted it on Reddit. His dad's friend from work jumped out of a deep, peaceful sleep by a suspicious elderly woman carrying a knife at his doorway. It creeps me out what could have happened if he didn't have a camera. The woman looks paranoid and sleep-deprived. Some say her expressions are the same as that of a dementia patient. But if that's the case, why would she be holding a knife? Surprise alligator attack. On a cold evening, a couple was having a cheeky dip in a hot water pool. Sounds like a good idea for a date by the poolside, doesn't it? But their fantasy date turned into a nightmare just when an alligator came crawling into the pool. The guy somehow managed to get out of the pool, leaving the girl behind. She must be weighed down by the dread and couldn't make her way out of the pool. The alligator was fast enough to catch and attack her just when another guy came in to distract the alligator. What a terrifying night it must have been for this couple. Midnight guest. The footage here is captured through home cameras in Jacksonville, Florida, where some freaky clowns were sighted posing in front of doorbell cameras. Some of them are slow, moving in a back and forth motion, while others are carrying balloons, while glowing lights shine out of their eyes and mouth. They sure seem to scare the owners away. But who'd be interested anyway to live in a neighborhood filled with creepy clowns trying to fill you with terror? Flying angel. If you never had the honor of seeing an angel before, this could be it. While there are a lot of pictures on the internet claiming an angel, they either look like a piece of shattered cloud or a spirit of air. But this one could be the most legit of all. Some say that it might be an illusion of a bird, or perhaps a baby dragon flying in between hidden clouds. However, the details can't go wrong. It could be an angel descending down to lighten up the gloomy hearts of folks. Or who knows, maybe an angel of death to fetch a soul with him back to the skies. 2 suspects. While you were trying to cover up the imperfections, a single unconcealed footprint can ruin it all. 2 strangers crossing each other's paths seem to be in somewhat of the same boat. The man gives the impression of kidnapping a child by forcefully carrying him. On the other side, the lady appears to drop, oh my god, what is it? Blood? A murderer and a kidnapper when caught red-handedly by the street cameras. The story that unwinds is that the man is actually the child's father, while the lady was carrying groceries and suddenly dropped off an oil can. Mysterious lights in the sky. On a night in November 2015 in San Francisco, these mysterious flying lights were seen. Many people assumed it was a military aircraft or a spaceship, but what's bizarre is when a woman happens to find a fleshy thing in the woods. She shared a picture online saying she heard screams coming out of it before it went lifeless. Upon hearing this, a beam of curiosity runs among the experts around the world, as it could just be an alien. After a short while, the story discloses a strange discovery. The lights were actually due to the test launches of a Trident nuclear system and could have made loud explosions in some areas. As for the dead alien in the woods, then it could have been a fetus of a deer or a cow, where the animal had suffered a miscarriage due to sharp, explosive sounds and pressure. Winter monsters. Would you believe it if I tell you White Walkers lived among us? This video portrays 2 scary skeleton-like creatures walking on a snowy road. Heightened spines, long tails, and pointed heads. Their bodies look like that of a differently shaped human. If you look closely, it seems that they are walking towards their prey. Maybe they adopt this hunchback walking style after seeing prey, to keep them unaware of their presence, and then suddenly spring an attack with their superpowers. Perhaps they are extraterrestrials or some other species. After all, there are still a lot of undiscovered creatures on our planet. Man almost struck by butcher's knife. The video is from southern China when a man was passing by a residential building and a knife fell down from the sky. According to local reports, a resident on the second floor was doing dishes when a knife slipped out of the window. After the incident, the woman came down to apologize and took the knife away. To avoid similar cases, the building's security is said to have put wired nets in front of every household, because of course, a knife won't miss its target every time. Send in the clowns. Tasty, tasty, beautiful fear. In 2016, the US was flooded with clown pranks in and out of the country. Beep beep, where are you going? Apart from the creepy clown pranks, some serious attacks had been reported, and the police had to crash in. They started investigating and chasing down the clowns. A pair of clowns were caught roaming around a street. On an officer's command, these hopeless clowns were rushed out of the area.
Why don't you guys come up to this barrier right here? Go ahead and put your butts against it.
Upon further inquiry, one clown under a mask had left his child alone at home and ended up being charged with child neglect. Honestly, sounds fair to me. This picture was taken from a mass burial video during the height of the COVID-19 pandemic, when people started burying the dead with utmost precaution. The video is from New York, and you can clearly see the people wearing hazmat suits for protection against the deadly virus. A strange UFO. A giant triangular-shaped UFO hanging in the air. It made people go nuts on the internet when a passenger recorded a pretty clear video while on a plane in August 2018 over Japan. The clueless object is hanging in the air for no discernible reason. If you look up close, there are many smaller ones appearing to float around it. For a person like me, it doesn't look like it belongs there. But Japan being a hotspot for extraterrestrial activities explains the so-called natural phenomenon behind this unusual object, which most of us couldn't. 6 beams of light. A series of 6 light beams appearing from nowhere, seen in multiple videos, have left people puzzled. Whether it could be a reflection of any object or some bizarre supernatural phenomenon is unknown, but it sure looks unsettling, especially in the darkness. The light beams could be from a solid object, as it has triggered the motion sensor, but nothing of such a thing is seen in the frame. Another video captures the same 6 beams of light over Lake Hartwell in South California. A third video catches the same thing in a man's driveway, except this time, the beam of light is moving in a horizontal direction rather than vertical. 3 separate videos featuring the same flying thing couldn't be a coincidence. What do you think it is? Alaskan lawyer mystery. The video is from a law firm in Anchorage, Alaska, where a strange man in a black suit walks up and starts to control the woman sitting on the counter. When the woman got suspicious, she held out a gun. But the guy compelled her with just his mind, and she dropped the gun, pulled a camera out from her bag, and went with him. A week later, she returned back with an oddly suspicious story. She recalls being taken to a room where telepathy was the only medium to communicate. They questioned about her camping experience in a cave with hanging stalactites. After getting all the information out of her, they injected her with a shot to wipe out her memory. Luckily, the shot was ineffective on her. Who knows? Maybe they compelled her to say all of this, or maybe she's just an amazing liar. Tom in Ronald Reagan mask. This video is more creepy than funny. On New Year's Eve, a man dressed in nothing but a mask and stockings broke into reality TV star Danielle Yancey's breezeway. The naked man was wearing a rubber mask of 40th US President Ronald Reagan. Yancey's husband caught a sight of shadow when he was carrying the trash out. He yelled and ran after him, but the guy had escaped. Yancey's husband called 911. The police came in, searched around the house, but it seemed like the naked guy had long gone. As he looked at his early teens, people said that he may not have meant any harm. It could have just been a dare from a teenage New Year's Eve party that had gone out of control. Still, dude, why? Well, that's all for today, guys. Thank you for watching the video. And if you guys found it interesting, I would much appreciate it if you comment down below about the video and leave a thumbs up. Last but not least, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon for getting updates related to our latest videos.